Let's get started. Once you've logged in, you'll land on the dashboard. Now, we're going to create a quote for either a direct client or agent. You can start in one of two ways. Click Quotes here on the dashboard, or go to the Bookings menu and choose Quotes from the drop-down. The system will show only your own quotes and those assigned to you by default. Now, let's jump in and create a quote. To get started, click Add Quote. To begin your quote, the first step is to select the agent. If the booking is being made for a specific agent, you can start typing their name, and a drop-down list will appear showing all affiliated agents. Simply select the correct one from the list. If this is a direct booking, meaning it's not through an agent, you can go ahead and leave this field blank. Next, fill in the client's details. Enter their title, followed by their first and last names. Now, we'll choose the travel date. In this example, we'll keep it simple with a booking for 2 travelers, 2 adults, no children, staying in one room. For the destination country, we'll select Tanzania. Once that's filled in, click the Add button. That completes the first stage of the quote. Now that we've created our quote, the next step is to add an itinerary to the quote. In this example, we will build a custom package using the wizard. Start by clicking the Search button. This takes you to the package listing page. You'll learn more about how to use this page to build quotes in a separate video. For now, we're going to create a custom package using the wizard. To do that, click the wand icon. Once you click it, a new package is created and named automatically based on the client name. In this case, it's called Mr. Christian Belmont. You can change this name to something more descriptive or relevant. We will change this to Tanzania Explorer. Next, you'll see a section with various descriptors. This helps define the type of safari or experience you're creating. You can select the budget level, choose the type of safari. For this example, we'll keep it set to private. And you can also choose a fitness level. There's also a toggle for whether the package is accessibility friendly. You also have the option to add an image to your package. You can simply drag and drop a photo or upload one directly from your device. Images are saved in sort order, so the first one you add becomes the main preview. Below that, you'll see additional tags you can use to categorize the package, like family, beach, honeymoon, photographic, and many others. For now, we'll leave this set to classic. Once everything looks good, click Create to start building your new package. Now, in the top right-hand side, you will see the Based On details. In this case, the package is based on the agent Abercrombie and Kent, with 2 adults in one room, departing on the 18th of October. If you need to make any changes, just click to edit. You can change the start date, the number of travelers, room count, or even switch to a different agent if needed. You can also go back and edit the package name, the cover photo, or any of the general details. When the package is created, the country or countries you've selected in the quote are automatically included. As you can see here, Tanzania is already selected as the country. If you need to add another country, like Botswana, Kenya, Rwanda, Uganda, or Zanzibar, you can easily select it from the list. On the right-hand side, you'll notice a section labeled Route and Timeline. Right now, it's empty. As we begin adding onto the package, this timeline will start to populate, giving you a visual overview of the itinerary. If you want to stop and return later, no problem. Just click Exit Wizard. Your progress is automatically saved. You can pick up right where you left off. For now, let's go ahead and click Next to continue. In this step, we'll begin creating the itinerary by choosing the destinations your clients will visit. First, select all the destinations you want to include. After that, you can arrange them in the exact order you'd like the itinerary to follow. Under each destination is a list of lodges that are linked specifically to that location. This is especially helpful in areas like the Serengeti, where there are multiple regions. The Smart Search tool helps you find the correct destination, either by hotel name or location keyword. When searching for a specific lodge, it's best to type the lodge name into the search field. You will then see it highlighted in the region it is set to, and you can add this region to your package. For example, if you search Lake, you might see a long list, since many locations contain the word lake. To narrow it down, try searching for something more specific, like Baobab. That will bring up all matching lodges with that name. Now let's go ahead and start with Arusha. Continue with Lake Manyara, then
Tarangire.
And next, we'll head into the Serengeti. We'll select the central Serengeti for this itinerary. From there, we'll return to Arusha to wrap up the journey. On the left-hand side, you'll notice a selector next to each of your selected destinations. If you want to include a location more than once, like Arusha at the beginning and end, you can simply add another instance of it. It's important to note that this selector on the left shows how many times a location appears in the itinerary, not how many nights are spent there. That's controlled on the right-hand side, where you set the number of nights for each stop. Now we can update the number of nights at each destination. We'll leave Arusha, Manyara, and Tarangire at 1 night each. We'll add 3 nights in the Serengeti. And for the final day in Arusha, we'll set it to 0 nights, since it's a pass-through day with lunch and transfers, but no accommodation. On the right side, route and timeline section, everything is fully drag and drop. You can reorder destinations at any time using this feature. The system will automatically adjust the dates and days accordingly, even if you've already added accommodation or experiences. It's very flexible and makes updating itineraries quick and easy. Now we'll choose the accommodation for each destination. Start by selecting your first stop, Arusha. Here, you'll see a list of all the Arusha properties available under your account. Some of these properties show live availability and support instant booking. That means they're connected directly to the hotel's reservation system. You'll notice a small lightning bolt icon next to properties with live availability. You can use the search tool or scroll through to find your accommodation. For example, if we select Kahawa House, you'll see actual room availability appear. Dark green bars indicate the number of rooms available for the selected night. You can choose specific room types by ticking them, like double or twin, and untick options like family rooms if they're not needed. You can also select a preferred meal plan and rate group. Let's move to the next destination. Lake Manyara. We can pick Manyara's secret. You can see some properties won't show availability. You'll see a question mark in place of numbers. In those cases, there's no live connection. We've onboarded the property and set up the rates, but the system can't check real-time availability for you. Now let's move on to Taranjaya. We'll select a live connected lodge, Barunge Tented Lodge. Automatically, all room types are ticked to allow more choice when making a booking. If you only want a specific room type, you can choose to untick the rooms that are not required. Now for Serengeti, let's choose one of the live connected properties, Lamala Iwanjan by Lamala. Arusha is a pass-through day, so it does not require an accommodation. Click Next to move on to Experiences. Now we will add Experiences. We'll start with Arusha, where you'll see a list of available activities. We can select any of the activities listed as either optional or included. Included experiences will be added on to the overall package price, whereas optional experiences will be available to be selected on the booking page, and their costs will be added onto the total package price. When we arrive in Manyara, we'll add an afternoon game drive. This activity won't have pricing. It's simply used to give the client a clear day-by-day breakdown of what they'll be doing. On day 3, we won't include any activities as it's a travel day. In Tarangaya, we'll schedule another afternoon game drive. In the Serengeti, on day 5, we'll include an optional balloon safari in the morning. We'll also add an optional morning game drive. This gives the client flexibility to choose one or the other. Then, we'll include an afternoon game drive. Day 6 can be planned as a full-day game drive. Finally, on day 7, we won't add any activities. This is the departure day, and the client will be flying back to Arusha. And that's it. All of our experiences are now added to the itinerary. Click Next to move on to Transport. For Transport section of the itinerary, we'll begin with Arusha, where we'll schedule an airport transfer from JRO Airport to the client's hotel on day 1. Next, we'll add safari vehicles for the overland portions of the trip. On each section, you are able to tick an extra day for the transport. That extra day is useful if you need an empty vehicle transfer. For example, if the vehicle needs to travel back without guests. Here's how the standard safari vehicle allocation typically looks like. Day 2, vehicle in Manyara. Day 3, vehicle in Tarangaya. Days 4, 5, and 6, vehicle in Serengeti Central. On day 7, since the guests are flying back, we don't need a vehicle with them, so we'll remove that tick and instead add an empty vehicle, if required, for repositioning. Now let's add the flight back to Arusha. We'll select a scheduled air transfer from Serenera, in the Serengeti, to Arusha. You can select a specific airline if needed, or simply choose all airlines to show broader availability. Once that's done, we'll add the final transfers in Arusha. From Arusha Airport to the hotel, and then from the hotel back to JRO Airport for departure. With that, we've now completed all the transport arrangements, flights, road transfers, and safari vehicles are all in place for the itinerary. Click Next to move on to park fees. Now, it's time to add the park fees for the itinerary. Click into the park fees section to begin. Let's start with Lake Manyara. Here, we'll add both the concession fee, also referred to as the bed levy, and the conservation fee, which covers park entry. Once those are added, we'll move on to Tarangaya. In Tarangaya, we'll do the same. Add the conservation fee and the concession fee for the nights spent in the park. Next, we'll handle the transfer day between Tarangaya and Serengeti, which falls on day 4. Since we'll be passing through the Ngorongoro Conservation Area, NCAA, we need to add the NCAA transit fee. Then, in the Serengeti, we'll add both the concession and conservation fees. These apply for each day spent in the park, except for the final day. You'll notice the last day in the Serengeti is automatically included, but you can uncheck it if it's not needed. Finally, when we return to Arusha, no park fees are required, so we can skip that section. And that's it. All relevant park and conservation fees are now applied. Click Next to move on to costings. Now we can review the costings. Here, you'll see a detailed cost breakdown on the right-hand side of the screen. The rates listed under the net cost column are pulled directly from your contracted rates. This includes accommodation, experiences, transport, and other services from all your connected providers. The total column is either your marked-up agent rate or the provider's rack rate, depending on whether it is a quote for an agent or a direct client. You also have the option to add hidden package costs. This is useful for any miscellaneous charges that aren't tied to a specific provider but still need to be included in the quote, like bottled water, service fees, or local extras. Let's go ahead and add a small cost for water. We'll add it starting from day 1, covering 7 days. The cost is $1 per person net and $2 per person rack. Then click Add. You'll now see that this hidden cost appears in the breakdown on the right. Once everything is in place and the pricing is fully loaded, you can click the Complete button. This finalizes the package and takes you back to the package booking flow, ready for review and sending a quote to the client.